Hey guys, welcome to the video on angles. All right, let's do it. The first thing that you'll need to know is what a right angle is. I think most of you guys know what that is. In case you don't, it's a 90-degree angle, meaning it makes a perfect L shape. Now, when you'll see this in a graph, usually if they don't say 90 degrees, it will be denoted by this little kind of reverse L or whatever. It'll be kind of like, it'll almost make like a box. If you see that, you know it's a 90-degree angle. Now I'm going to give you two quick definitions that are related. So one is an acute angle, that's simply an angle less than 90 degrees. The other definition is an obtuse angle, that's an angle that is greater than 90 but less than 180 degrees. The next rule to know is if you have a straight line that is 180 degrees, so all the angles on a straight line, right? So let's say you have a few different angles along this one particular straight line. All of these angles together are going to add up to 180 degrees every time, no matter what. When you go all the way around, right, like when you go all the way around in a circle, that adds up to 360 degrees. The next rule to know is that vertical angles are always equal. So first of all, what are vertical angles? It's the angle that is formed, or the angles that are formed when two lines intersect, okay? And so they're kind of like the angles that are opposite each other. So you sort of look at this example, it's like A and B, they're kind of opposite each other. You call these vertical angles, and they're always equal. Now we're gonna talk about parallel lines. So again, parallel lines are lines that are completely the same degree as they go, and if you assume that they kind of go out into infinity, they will never intersect, right? So they're precisely exactly lined up with each other. So with parallel lines, there's a couple interesting rules. So the first one is if you have a line kind of intersecting both the parallel lines, it's important to know that corresponding angles are equal. So as you can see in the diagram here, A and B, these are corresponding angles. They kind of look like the same angle. Well, if you know that the two lines are parallel, then A and B are always going to be equal. The second thing to know about parallel lines is if you have alternate interior angles, right? Alternate interior angles are also always equal. So if you look at B and Y, these are alternate interior angles, and they of course are also equal. Another quick definition to know is the word bisect. If you're bisecting an angle, it means you're splitting it exactly in half. So if you bisect a 90-degree angle, you're creating two 45-degree angles. Finally, this is a bit more of an upper level thing to know, but it's good to have in your back pocket. If you ever want to know what all the angles in a polygon add up to, you just have to remember this little equation. It's n minus 2, so that's in parentheses, where n equals the number of sides of the polygon. It's n minus 2 in parentheses times 180. And we can kind of verify this to be true with a couple of polygons where we know what all the angles add up to. So let's think about that for a second. Triangles, as you should know, all the angles add up to 180 degrees. So if we plug it into this formula, triangle has three sides. So we take 3 minus 2, and that gives us 1, times 180. There you go, gives us 180. Okay, so it works for that case. Now let's try a square. So a square has 4 angles, and we're talking about a perfect square, and it has all the angles are at 90 degrees. So if you add up all the angles, 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90, that gives us 360. So now let's use the equation. So we have 4 sides, so 4 goes in for n, minus 2, and that gives us 2, times 180, and we get 360. All right, now that we know all the basic principles, let's jump into some practice problems.